Took my son and his basketball team last night to go see Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds movie. And from what I'm reading is that it surpassed all these goals. I guess the word of mouth on the movie was tremendous. They were expecting to do like 8, 9, 10 million and did like almost $30 million. And I thought it was a really good movie. And Suzette, you saw it?
Yes. 10 out of 10. I enjoyed the entire movie. Yeah. I was laughing. I was crying at the end. Ryan Reynolds is just a beast. Like, he's so good.
Pretty original, I think, the concept.
Yes. That's what I was saying, too. That I would have never thought of that concept. Like, something you've never seen before, which is really nice. It's refreshing.
You know, it's about a guy who's in a video game, but he's not the star of the video game. He's just one of those people. You know, like when you're watching a video game with people that are like in the bank or doing whatever. But these other people that created the video game, they set it up so that the algorithm, they kind of create themselves, have emotions. They start becoming living.
Yeah.
Right?
So like the NPC, the non-player characters, almost like turned real, which is a trip
within the game. But they have feelings and stuff. It's really neat, really clever. And then there's some really cool things that happen. If you want to call it a really cool cameo, right? Very cool cameo.
A couple.
Yeah, and there's just some stuff that happens that gives you goosebumps that you're not expecting at all in the movie. Like, and it makes you even, at one point, like, I almost stood up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
that's amazing.
You know when the theater, everyone in the theater, like, interacts and, like, they laugh together and they're all, like, together. I feel like those are the movies that you have to go in theaters to experience.
And they didn't offer this on streaming at all.
No.
I noticed it was movies only, but I also saw this morning it's already been greenlit for a sequel.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
too.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that happen, and you're like, wait, what? Then you realize, oh, it's Disney. That's why they had the approval to put all these other things in this movie. You know what I mean? So as far as cameos go, it's really well done.
So worth it.
And then I had to rush home to watch the season finale of White Lotus.
What? Why are you still watching that show? All you've done is complain about it.
Because I keep reading how fantastic it is, and now it's over. Now it's over. I've watched the whole thing.
And?
I think it's terrible. And I'm literally reading nonstop phenomenal reviews. So many reviews. Like my friend sent me an article yesterday on the meaning behind the intro has its wallpaper. It's they show the credits over wallpaper and it shows you the meaning behind the wallpaper, which I could tell something was up with the wallpaper, but I didn't care. But the storyline is so the way it ends yesterday. Like, this is not a comedy.
Was there like a crazy message that we missed or something?
I don't know, man. It's called the satire. It's got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Every critic says it's fantastic and it's well done, and there's going to be a part 2.
No. And
I just thought it was terrible. The best person on that show, my favorite character, if I had to pick one, is the one that died. Like, there's a mystery about who's died, and that's my favorite one.
Well, at least you don't have to go back to it now. At least you're done.
So I was watching. I was excited to see Free Guy. I was watching. I was kind of excited, really, to wrap up White Lotus on HBO Max. And then I was following the Kyle Unfug storyline on social media of her going to surprise her dad this weekend, and that was a lot of fun to watch. It truly was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
So, without going into too much detail, my dad had a lot of health problems last year and during COVID. And obviously, because it was COVID, we didn't really get to see him. We saw him for about an hour on our way to my mom's side of the family vacation this summer. And we just kind of felt like gypped. Like, that's the first time we get to see him in like a year and a half. And that was it. So he was celebrating his birthday about 2 weeks ago, and it was during Suzette's baby shower that I had to kind of exit out and go do the Zoom for his birthday in the car. And we were like, that just doesn't feel like enough. So my sisters and I thought, why don't we surprise him? So one of my sisters lives in Denver with him, and she said, Dad, I'm going to take you golfing for your birthday, because my whole family's a golf family, and that's what they like to do. So he was all excited because apparently they've been trying to plan this for years and years and years and years. So he was like, okay, fine. Let's get a date on the actual calendar. And we already had it planned. She was like, I actually have a date. Here you go. So we mark it down for this Saturday. We have all the plans in motion, right? And it's a secret. He has no idea. And at any point during the planning, when you're planning a secret, it can be ruined. Mm-hmm. There were a couple opportunities for it to get ruined. But when we get to the golf course, the plan is that her husband told my dad that she did a workout and she's running late because there's traffic, which was super believable because she's a coach at Orange Theory and she works out all the time. So we decorate the golf carts. We go to the first hole and we can see them, I don't know, a ways away. They're basically at the green. They're putting, right? And we're up on this massive hill. But the golf carts are like decorated. So it's a scene, sort of. So we're going down the hill on our way to sort of start to sneak up on them. And it's me and my sister Heather in the front golf cart and my sister Erica and Lisa behind us in the other one. They thought my dad looked up and saw us. And so they slam on their brakes and make the loudest, "Arr!" And we're like, way to draw attention. Like, that's not okay. We're like, okay, hide behind the bush. Hide behind the bush. So they go, and the way this golf course is to get to hole 2, which was where the plan was to surprise him. We had to cross like an actual street. So they cross the street. We start going. We start blaring music and start going, woo! We look, my dad's like looking in confusion, like, what are these crazy people doing on the golf course? This is not how people act on a golf course. He's looking in confusion all the way up until we're literally right next to him and start shooting silly string at him. And then it clicks in his head. He's like, what are you guys doing here?
He's like, these whack jobs are my daughters.
Yeah. And we're like, surprise. And he was just like, he was so shook that he was like, you guys, I had a great first hole. I was on my game. And he tees off for this one and totally shanks it. He's like, you guys completely threw me off. And we're like, sorry. He's like, no, this is the best thing that's happened to me all year.
Aww.
So
Could you guys come tomorrow? I'm playing a great game.
You're not letting me focus and concentrate.